So my intro was black. Is that like just telling me what's about to happen during this stream? Buckle up, guys, because my intro, which I can see perfectly right now, look, just played black. Look, it's fine now. I do so love technology so much. Yes, Fozzie's working. And I know of a little mouse who spoke to Donald, and Donald is fine. So that's good. He's still working. He still has, some scans and things to go through before he can do things like drive again, which sucks, but he's fine. I wish he was here, but he's not. Yeah. And I guess CJ's not here because no one said, "Are we there yet?" Unless I just completely missed it. Because when I'm late, it was Donald, Fozzie, CJ, who always yelled at me. Now today, out of left field, I get someone different yelling at me. Are you ready for this? And it was such a cute yelling at me that I had to jump on right away. Lacey, where are you? Although you could say, yo, Kathy, where are you? But that's not what I heard in my head. So we got one case today, a divorce and custody case. And it's kind of weird because, I've seen so many court cases that I should know better than to wait until both sides speak before I make an opinion. But I can't help myself. When that dad gets on the stand and says some of the things that he says, I'm like, what? Yo, I'm all with you, Dad. And then mom gets up and I'm like, wait a second. That's not what Dad said. Did Dad lie to me? A filter. Oh yeah, I do. I have a filter in my furnace. I have a filter in my car. A couple filters in my car, actually. I got filters. Oh, Jen. Is Jen here yet? Painted? Anybody see Painted here yet? I haven't read the comments yet. Thank you. Painted sent me a donation through PayPal, and I took it and I got my car wash. And I didn't even know my car was white. I drive a white car, guys. All right. I am going to start this calamity.
Do you swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
Now, we've seen him before once, I think, and you've seen him nowhere else, just here. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I'm like 90% sure this is Indiana.
Can you please be seated?
I think it's like Bentley or
Thank you.
Bradley, I think.
Please state your name and spell your last name.
Shane Joseph, Joseph,
Your date of birth.
August 27th,
Today.
33.
You are currently married to a young lady named Zoe.
Correct.
She is seated at counsel's table with her attorney.
Yes.
And when were you married?
On June 14th, 2019.
Very well. You have how many children?
3.
Okay, what are their names?
Landon Joseph, Jalen Joseph, and Lauren Joseph.
Okay. And where do you currently live?
15744 West.
Okay.
I'm really nervous.
Now, when you and Zoe were under the same roof, where did you reside?
Our last residence was at 6031 US Highway 6.
That'd be here in LaPorte County, Indiana?
Correct.
At the time that you filed this petition for dissolution of marriage, both you and she had resided in LaPorte County for 6 months prior to that time, correct?
Correct.
And also in the state of Indiana.
Yes.
Okay. And by filing the petition in question, you are alleging and asserting to this court that the marriage between you and Zoe is irretrievably broken.
That's correct.
Okay, I'm sorry?
That's correct.
Very good. It would be fair to say there's no amount of counseling or programming or anything that we could do to put this back together.
I don't believe so.
Okay. And so you are in fact asking for a dissolution of marriage.
Yes.
Moving on, the issue of real property. Neither you nor Zoe at this time or at the time that you and she were together owned any real property, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you were renting.
Correct.
You have since, of course, split, so each of you have your own rental agreements.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any current pensions or 401ks or retirement benefits?
No,
To your knowledge, does your wife?
not to my knowledge.
Okay. And obviously, this matter was filed a couple of years ago. Would it be fair to say that any debts that you now still have that are outstanding are in your name alone?
Correct.
And that any debts that your wife has incurred are in her name alone?
Correct.
And that there's nothing at this point left that is joint by way of any medical bills, credit cards, or things of that nature?
That is correct.
Okay. Talk about vehicles. What do you drive?
Vehicles.
I have a 2013 Chevy Tahoe.
When did you acquire that vehicle?
In July of last year.
Okay. After this was filed?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any vehicles still that you had at the time this matter was filed?
No, we don't.
Okay. To your knowledge, what does your wife Zoe drive?
Her boyfriend Colvin's Tahoe.
Okay, so she has no vehicles in her name.
Correct.
So it'd be fair to say that there are no vehicles really of the marriage that were in existence as of the time that you filed.
Correct.
At one time, you had a trucking business, correct?
Yes.
And what happened with that trucking business?
It was closed.
Okay, and you had a semi truck. What happened to that?
The motor blew up.
Okay, so it is pretty much undrivable or unusable at this point.
Yes.
Was it ever repossessed?
Yes.
Okay, so it's no longer even in your possession.
Correct.
And again, that vehicle was part of that corporation you had, right?
Yes.
Okay. Are you in any bankruptcy proceedings or any creditor proceedings as it pertains to that business, semi truck?
No.
Now, getting to the heart of the matter, where do you work now?
JNS Transportation in LaPorte, Indiana.
And what do you do for them?
I'm a truck driver.
Okay, are you hourly? Are you salaried? How are
I get paid a percentage of every load that I haul.
would it be fair to say, how long have you been there?
I recently just started there in September.
Okay, so not that long ago.
Correct.
Okay, and did you provide to my office a pay stub and check that would show at least some of your earnings that you've had at this place?
Yes.
I may approach, Your Honor.
Hey,
Going to be marked as plaintiff's exhibit 1. You recognize that document?
Yes.
And what is that?
That is a pay stub with a check attached to it.
Okay, and that's something that shows your current earnings in a fair and appropriate amount?
Yes.
This is a proper depiction of that?
Yes.
Offer 1.
No objection.
what is it with?
Now, prior to that, where did you work?
I worked for, Saltzman Leasing.
Okay, and how are you paid there?
It was also percentage of the load base pay.
Would it be fair to say it was similar to what you just submitted in evidence, what you were making there as well?
Yes.
Okay, and then obviously at one point you were self-employed and you made what you could make, right?
Correct.
But you have not, how long has it been since you've been self-employed?
since August of last year.
Okay, so quite a while.
Yeah.
And obviously we're talking about, or strike that for a minute. Do you currently have insurance available for you and the children through this present place of employment?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do the children have insurance through state assistance?
Yes, they do.
And they've been on that for some time?
Correct.
To your knowledge, what does Zoe do for a living?
She's a CNA.
Okay. And was she working in that capacity while you guys were together?
At the very end, yes.
Okay. You have 3 children with Zoe.
Yes.
We're talking Lauren, date of birth August 1st, 2018.
Yes.
Jalen, date of birth September 15, 2019.
Yes.
And Landon, June 10th, 2020.
Yes.
Currently, which or do any of these children live with you?
Lauren resides with me currently.
And she's she the oldest?
Correct.
Okay. She's in school?
Yes.
What grade?
She's in first grade.
Okay. And then the other 2 children, Jalen and Landon, they reside with mother.
At this time, yes.
Okay. Do you see Jalen and Landon on a regular, rather, have you seen them on a regular basis?
Yes, we,
How often do you see them?
every other weekend.
Okay. And has that been consistent throughout this matter being pending?
As far as like seeing them every other weekend, yes. As far as pickup and drop off times that's been court ordered, no.
Well, why don't you tell me about that? Has there been problems with the exchanges?
There has been, Zoe is routinely late to dropping them off or picking them up, or consistently tries to ask for us to drop them off earlier or pick them up earlier. It even got to the point where I did have to file a police report at one point because she didn't bring Lauren back when she was supposed to, and the cops had to call her, I guess.
So there have been problems with exchanges,
Yes,
but you have been seeing them regularly.
yes,
And by the same token, then, does she see Lauren regularly?
yes,
Would we first say you may swap the kids every other weekend?
yes.
Okay.
Well, how it works according to the court order is on one weekend, I get all of them, and then the following weekend, she gets all of them. So, that way we both get to see them together at the same time.
So pretty much every weekend you're doing an exchange.
Correct.
Where have you been making this exchange?
At the Casey's gas station in Wanata at 421 and US 30.
Okay. And that's roughly a halfway point between where you live. And
Yeah,
she
that's
lives.
19 miles from Zoe's house and 26 miles from my house. So it's as close as to the middle you can get it.
One of your children has special needs, correct?
Yes,
Which one is that?
Jalen.
And what special needs conditions does Jalen have?
She has physical therapy and occupational therapy because she has cerebral palsy.
And obviously that's something she was born with.
Yes.
And have you had concerns as it pertains to Jalen, receiving proper treatment or proper schooling while she's been in Zoe's care?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So I've been trying to call and find out if my children are in, or if she is in school, and I'm pretty much blocked at all avenues. They won't talk to me.
So the schools have not been directed to provide you information?
Correct.
Objection called for speculation.
Mr. Ernst?
I think he can testify as to whether or not he's been allowed contact, or he's been given permission. Let me rephrase it this way. Have you made requests of Zoe to allow you to obtain this information from the school?
Yes.
And what has her response been?
She doesn't tell me anything. She just tells me she has to leave.
Okay, so she won't even acknowledge?
No.
Have you asked her whether Zoe is in school?
Yes.
And what does she say?
Whether Jalen's in school, and she doesn't talk to me. She just tells me she has to leave. She has to go. She's got important stuff to do. She doesn't tell me anything. And then as far as the therapy goes, the concern with that is, like, I can't even call the doctor's office either because they won't talk to me. And, during our visits, one of the indications that she wasn't getting proper therapy and was that, her special shoes that go around the braces
Mm.
were tore up and like unusable. So Zoe then gave her a different pair of shoes that were not designated for the braces, but they did fit.
Now, while this matter has been pending, you have been made aware at least of some problems with that this child not attending school regularly, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And that was through the LaPorte school system, correct? Or actually West Central School Corporation.
yes,
Okay. And you would receive progress reports while you guys were together from the school because she has special needs, correct?
yes, we do an IEP. And so, once a year, they update it and we are supposed to go and, have the meeting with therapists and stuff. And that's where they tell us what all they've worked on, what all she's progressed on, and what she still needs to work on.
And even as recently as last school year, was it found that Jalen was having extended absences from school?
Last school year, that's still this physical year, so yes.
Yes. And she would have been in Zoe's care, custody,
Hi,
and control
Nan.
during that time, correct?
Yes,
And how old is Jalen?
she's 5.
Is she potty trained?
No,
Have you addressed your concerns with the issue that a 5-year-old is not yet potty trained with
Um,
Zoe?
I try to talk to her, but again, she just doesn't want to talk to me in any capacity, so she just gets back in her car and leaves.
And in fact, there's still pending a protective order that she had granted against you, correct?
Yes,
Okay, but notwithstanding that, she refuses to communicate with you in any way regarding the educational or medical well-being of your children?
yes,
And that's been relatively consistent since you two split up and she got the protective order?
since she got the protective order, yes, because prior to the protective order, they lived with me.
Okay,
And so she was getting all the services and
okay. And let me ask you this. So when you have all 3 children, how do they interact? Do they react well?
yeah, I mean, like normal brothers and sisters.
They seem to be happy together and play well together?
Yes,
Okay, would it be fair to say that your child, Lauren, is happier when she's got her siblings around?
Objection, calls for speculation.
Mr. Ernst?
Have you noticed any change in Lauren's demeanor or emotional state when she's exposed to her other siblings?
yeah, I mean, she loves playing with them when they're there.
I'm trying to think of the percentage of my people in chat who are potty trained, and it's not looking good, guys.
And consistently looks happier.
They've been split up for how long
Since
Everybody
I
knows
believe
that.
we
That one's
came here in
easy.
March.
of this year?
Yes,
Okay. And Lauren goes to school,
Dirty,
correct?
dirty
Yes.
boy.
And has relatively good attendance?
she doesn't miss at all.
Would it be fair to say that one of the things you're asking in the event that you don't have custody or one or more of your children is that your wife allow you to have access to any school records and reports
Yes,
and be allowed to talk to the school directly regarding your children?
yes, and to be placed as the emergency contact and not her boyfriend.
Okay, so how did you come to find that out?
When I got custody back of Lauren, the school had told me of that.
Objection, hearsay.
Not for the truth, merely the fact that it was stated, Your Honor.
Ms. Schaffner?
It absolutely is for the truth of the matter asserted that her boyfriend is listed as the emergency contact.
But it was on an
One
actual.
second, Judge has ruled you.
Go ahead. Mr. Ernst, what's your argument?
Judge, again, we're just merely about what he was told, which goes to one of his concerns, is why he's asking for something in the future that it be changed.
I think that goes to the truth. Jeff?
Very well.
Okay, well,
Hold on a second.
But you're trying to ask me questions.
Would it be fair to say that you would be asking the court to make sure that you are listed as an emergency contact at the school
Yes,
if you don't have custody of one or more of your children?
yes,
And would it be fair to say you'd be asking that Zoe be required to contact you, irrespective of any protective orders, as to any healthcare issues, who
Yeah.
they're being treated by, and allow you to have access to those providers?
yes,
You don't have that now, do you?
no,
And every time you ask Zoe, she just says she has to leave and doesn't talk to you.
If you don't hit the like button, you're just saying you're not potty trained.
yes.
Objection leading.
Just say.
Now, during the times that you've had parenting time with Jalen and Landon, describe their appearance when you received them from Zoe?
I mean, normal, their appearance.
Have you noticed any marks on them or abrasions or bruises?
Yes, there's been a few times where right here, there's been like purple bruising that appears that it may have, happened earlier and starting to heal and go away.
Maybe they should have cleaned their room.
Well, let me ask you this, sir.
I'm gonna
When were they-
overrule the speculation, let you ask the question.
There you go. Why don't you do it this way, sir? Did you take any photographs of these abrasions?
Yes,
When did you take these photographs?
during our visits.
When? What time frame? This year? What
This
month?
year,
When in this year?
within the last couple of months, I mean,
And which child were these abrasions found on?
Landon,
Okay, again, one of the children in Zoe's care.
and also, yes, one child that was in Zoe's care.
Approach your arm.
You may.
No one expects you to be. You're fine. Just let it go. Just let it go.
So it is the mark purpose identification of plaintiffs 2 and 3. You recognize those photographs?
Yes,
And they were taken by you?
yes,
And these are photographs you just testified to, correct?
correct.
And plaintiffs 2, who is that?
Well, that one is Leo, so that one would have been older,
Okay, this is older when.
probably a few years ago.
Okay, and what about this one?
And that
Great.
one also, because I didn't know what picture you were referencing, because I gave you many. That one happened last year. That was right before our separation.
Okay, and did you ever find out or inquire as to how these bruises happened?
The one with exhibit, what is it, 3, happened directly in front of me, and I called the police, I made a police report about it.
And what happened with the, sorry.
Landon was getting his diaper changed and Zoe was changing him on the bed in our bedroom and I was standing by her. And then he kicked at her, so she smacked him on the leg, and that was the handprint that was left on his leg.
What about this?
And that one was, Zoe had smacked Leo in the face a bunch of times and left those bruises and welts.
Are these consistent with bruising that you said you observed yourself over the time that you and she were together?
Yes,
And even sometimes you've observed how the kids would appear when they were dropped off with you,
yes,
offer 2 and 3, Your Honor?
I'm gonna object to the Leo. Leo is not a party to this case. He's not a child of the parties.
He's a child in the household that shows a pattern of abuse while in the care, custody, and control of Zoe.
Ms. Schaffner,
Again, he's not a party to this case or a child of the marriage.
overruled. 2 and 3 are admitted. Okay.
Now, to be fair, during the time that you and Zoe have been apart, both of you have made allegations of abuse against the other, correct?
that is correct.
And you turned these over to the Division of Child Services, or whatever they call themselves these days.
Yes,
And as of now, today's date, the agency is taking no action on either your particular allegations or Zoe's, correct?
correct.
It gets confusing because I think they have 3 kids together, I think. one of them lives with him, two of them lives with her, or all three of them live with her, but one of them used to live with him, but all of them used to live with him. And now they live with her and her boyfriend, and they have other kids. So I think they each have other kids that live with them. And he has a protection order. No, she has a protection order against him. So he's really not allowed to contact her.
Do you know what grade Jalen currently should be in?
She would technically be in preschool because of the way her birthday falls. She had to do an extra year of preschool.
So she's not yet kindergarten age.
Correct.
So when you talk about issues of schooling, so would the preschool be through the school system?
It is, yes. It's
Okay.
through West Central School since.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's special because she has an IEP. So
Sure.
that's why she's allowed to go.
And from what you gathered, she's not been going there regularly while in Zoe's care.
Correct.
And anytime you try to make any inquiries, you're either given no information or she won't talk to you.
Yes.
And then it'd be fair to say from what you observed during parenting time visits, that you believe the children might have been suffering at least some physical abuse while in that home?
Yes.
I'm going to object. This was that he testified that this was years ago, not while just in her care. And the other picture was right before separation, so the parties were together.
Judge, again, I'm not talking about the pictures, but I'm talking in general, what he was observed during parenting time sessions this year.
You may ask that question. I mean, I thought you were talking about pastime, so.
No, I'll clarify, Your Honor. In the last several months, have you observed any bruising similar to the ones we saw in those photographs?
Small bruises, nothing of like handprints.
Now, to be fair, kids get bruises, right?
Yes, yes.
So I'm sure she could probably make the same allegations against you, right?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say your bigger concern are the issues of education and healthcare regarding your children?
Yeah. Yes, sorry.
And who lives in your home with you other than Lauren?
My older two children, Shane Jr. and Alexis.
Okay. And it'd be fair to say that they obviously interact with your children when they come to visit you?
Yes.
Okay, how do they interact with them?
Very lovingly.
You really don't.
They typically stay home on the weekends that the kids are coming because that's the only time they get to see them.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Let's say that the court gives you custody of all three children, and let's just focus on Jalen. We've been talking about Jalen a lot. What would you do differently that you believe is being done now?
Well, I would make sure that she's enrolled in school and that she's receiving all the therapy that she needs. And, that's basically it as far
Okay, Let It Go was fire. You should watch it. It was fire.
as, schooling goes.
And obviously the concerns of a 5-year-old not being potty trained, is that
Yes.
something you have an issue of? You've obviously potty trained children before, so you know what age that should happen.
Yes, I had potty trained Landon before he went with Zoe. And he's still potty trained, but he does wear a diaper overnight, just because he sometimes has accidents.
Sure. And obviously you did the same for Lauren,
Yes,
and then your other.
I just ordered something really nice at the beginning of this stream while you guys were watching this. I can't wait till it comes in.
Older children from another relationship. Does Zoe have children from other relationships?
yes,
And how many children does she have?
one.
Do you have any idea who lives in the house with her?
To my knowledge, it's her, Colvin, and Leo, and then my two children.
Okay, you gave
Jimmy's here. Guys, like he's right. Okay. I used to live with an uncle who would go out back instead of going to the bathroom. After we put a bathroom in right here, right on the first floor, he still walked past the bathroom to go outside. When I'm in my restaurant, okay, when you leave out the back door of my restaurant, there's an alleyway, a parking lot, trash, and then behind that is like a wooded area. Now, to get out the back door, you have to walk directly past the bathroom, which is almost always 100% empty. Why? Because the chef and the cooks will take off their apron and they will go past the bathroom, rain, snow, sleet, doesn't matter, past the alleyway, past the parking lot, past the trash cans. Sometimes I'm out back and I see them going past the trash cans, and I'm like, "Yo, come, come on! Why? Why is that?" I mean, I can't. I really can't go outside because it's terrifying to me. I truly believe I'm going to get bit. I'm just going to get bit. Or aiming is not the best. It's really not the best. We have to sort of like pray and it's just not, it's just easy to get it all over yourself easily. Your shoes are filled. So but we're gonna get bit. How do aren't you worried that like a spider or a mosquito or something is just gonna, you know, bite you? And why? Why would you go outside? The bathroom is right there. Yeah, your bathroom is nasty. Clean it. I'm not cleaning your bathroom. Your bathroom is nasty because you guys don't clean it. My bathroom is delightful. I keep out of my own pocket. Me and the other server pay for. We have a basket as soon as you walk in my bathroom of all kinds of lotions and potions and products that we need in the bathroom. So when we walk into the bathroom, we can pamper ourselves so we have everything that we might need at that moment. Like if you're out on a date, you're not screwed if you come to my restaurant. You got it. We got gum, we got spray, deodorant, feminine products, lotions, and potions, and the basket is pretty. And inside the stalls, we have all these decorations that make it pretty. The men's room is okay. We have some funny pictures on the wall, but that's it. But the employee bathroom in the back is just it's just nasty. And I guess I would go outside. If I had the choice of using that bathroom or going outside, I might go outside. But first off, if I had to use that bathroom, I would just clean it. I would just scrub it down a little bit. It only takes a few minutes to scrub it down. It's very nice to go to the bathroom in a nice bathroom. It makes you feel good, especially when, you don't feel good always when you're going into the bathroom. But I just don't know why boys just it doesn't matter where you are. Every man I've dated, didn't matter. If we were outside in an area and they're like, hold on a second, I'll be right back. What? No, no. Go to the bathroom at home, in a bathroom. If you don't like your bathroom, fix it.
A lot of names there. Who are the names we haven't talked about yet?
Leo is Zoe's other son. Colvin is Zoe's boyfriend, and then Zoe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was
And
talking about
again,
men.
as of this time, there have been no instance where DCS has
I'm
come and taken the
joking,
children from either you or from her.
Correct.
And even though there's been police reports made, there's been no instance where the children have been taken.
Correct.
Or that you've been charged with violence against children, or she's been charged with violence against children.
Correct.
Have you recently come to the attention that Zoe's mother has been arrested here in LaPorte County?
Yes.
Section relevance.
What is the relevance?
Well, we want to at least cover that and make sure that part of the thing is that obviously this person, while these charges are pending, not have any contact with the children.
It's a.
1 second.
Depends on what she's arrested for.
Well, I was trying to get to that. From your review of public,
Relevance, I'll let you ask the question. I'll determine if it's relevant.
Sure. Through your review of public records, did you come to find out that her mother was recently arrested for possession of methamphetamine?
Yes.
And Do you know from your prior dealings with Zoe, how close was she with her mother?
It's off and on, but I do know that Zoe uses her as a babysitter and at times.
And would you at least be asking the court, assuming that she has custody of one or more of these children, that they not be used, that this grandmother not be used as a daycare provider until these charges are resolved?
Yes,
Primarily, if nothing else, just for the safety of your children?
that is correct.
You know why that can't work in America? Because I remember going to the Ocean City, Maryland when I was a kid, and you were supposed to use a dime to get into the stall. But the stalls in America, and I know you guys probably already know this, but maybe, I don't know. The stalls in America, they don't go down to the floor. They're like at least at minimum this high from the floor. Some of them are even higher. So if you needed to get in there, all you have to do is just crawl under, which is easy for a kid. For me, I would probably get stuck, and then I would pee my pants because I always wait to the last second to go, and if I got stuck, it would pass that last second by far, and it would just be a mess. But fun fact, right outside of the stalls in Ocean City, Maryland, there's a little shower, so we're fine. I'm gonna try to find a clip for you real
And
quick.
to your
Give me a
knowledge,
second,
you
I'll
don't
be
know
right
whether or
back.
not Zoe's mother lives with her, do you?
I have no idea.
Very good. Obviously, that'd be an additional thing. She not be allowed to co-reside with Zoe and the children
Yes,
while the charges are pending. If I just have them over here. What type of activities do you do with the all three children when you have them in your care, custody, control?
so Lauren was enrolled in cheerleading, during school, at the beginning of the school year. So I attended all of her cheer practices and all of her cheer meetings. With Jalen, me and her went to like father-daughter dances at the school in West Central. They have in November, they do a donuts with dads, event, and you go in the morning time and you eat donuts and, just have breakfast with your child at school and take pictures and do activities of that nature. We,
That's with Lauren, right?
that was with Lauren and Jalen, because that was last November was the last time they put it on, so the next one's coming up. We go to the park together, play outside, just, normal everyday family stuff.
You go to church together?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Is that something very important to you?
Yes, it is.
Is that something you do regularly every Sunday?
Yes, Sunday and
Saturday,
Wednesday.
as the case may be?
We go twice on Sunday and once on Wednesday.
And that's something the children have been exposed to when you were all together and Zoe was living with you as well?
No, I've only recently started going to church, after our separation started. And the children seem to love it.
Would it be fair to say that, at least in your opinion, that the children are better when they're all together?
Yes,
And you're seeking some type of arrangement where that can happen you as a custodial parent?
yes,
Now, as a single father, you think you can handle three kids like this and working as a truck driver?
yes, I do. And I have, like, before March, for over a year, they lived with me. All 5 children lived with me by myself. And I was driving truck then and managing everything.
Now, how old are your older children?
My oldest is 13 and his name is Shane Jr. And then Alexis is 12.
Okay, do they somewhat kind of help you out as well?
Yes, they do.
Kind of big brother, big sister thing?
Yes.
Now, when is it that you moved down to Maderaville?
Last November.
And why did you move down there?
Because my boss at the time owned a rental property, and so it just made economical sense to move down there.
And your present employment is in that area as well?
No, my employment is up here in LaPorte. However, my boss still rents me the house because, we have a good working relationship.
Is there any chance that you would be having maybe to relocate to LaPorte County to be closer to everybody?
Not at this time.
How far a drive is it from Madeiraville to LaPorte?
About 45 minutes.
Okay, and time change too, you go over a timeline when you do that?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
All right. I think we need to take a 3-minute break from this video before Dad ends and Mom comes up, and it changes everything because we're speaking about, well, I was speaking about the beach bathrooms and the beach showers. And I'm positive that you guys have seen these pranks before. I'm positive, but they're hilarious. And we're going to watch 3 minutes of a prank real quick. This is, I found this on Human TV there. So go watch Human TV. But I'm going to leave the music off because I don't want to get in trouble. Although this guy was funny too. This guy got so mad. 7 minutes long. I'm just going to go with this guy was so funny though. All right, hold on. Let's just get to it. I'm going to make it big. I don't think it's staged. Because they do that. That's what they do. All right, I'm going to press play and try to wipe the tears out of my eyes.
Pass the witness.
Ms. Schoffer.
Thank you. Did you file a notice of intent to relocate with the court when you moved I'm sorry, where you live? Monticello?
In Madeiraville, no, I didn't.
You didn't? Why not?
I wasn't aware that I was supposed to. We had never
And-
been to court yet.
But it had been filed, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And you had testified that your daughter Lauren is in first grade.
yes.
And what school does she attend?
West Central Elementary.
Where did she attend kindergarten?
She also attended kindergarten in West Central. And Kingsford Heights Elementary before we moved in November, she was in Kingsford Heights.
So she started kindergarten in Kingsford Heights, and when you moved, she moved to West Central?
Yes.
Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought you had indicated that,
I am very allergic to ivory and Dove soap. Very allergic. So I told my doctor this. And you know how everything is in the computer now. So if you go to one doctor, the other, they all pull up your information and they all know what prescriptions you're taking and your last visit and anything you're allergic to. Of course, on my chart, it says I'm allergic to soap. That's what they put. They put that I am allergic to soap. And every time I show up at a new doctor, I have to explain I'm really not allergic to soap. It's just ivory and Dove are very, I'm just allergic to them. I don't know why.
you weren't aware of Jalen's school, how she was doing in school or where she was.
Since she's been with Zoe, I have no idea. Prior to going with Zoe, she was enrolled in West Central, and before we ever came to court, me and Zoe had verbally.
I don't know. I just wanted to laugh at the guys in the shower. Men laugh at women in the shower. I just wanted to laugh at guys in the shower.
Agreed to allow the children to do the alternating weekends and once throughout the week. And then on one of the random weekends that she had them, she just kept them and never brought them back. And so the school was asking me to find out where they were and what was going on. And then it got to a point where they were going to include DCS or DCS themselves.
So my question to you, sir, is how do you know that she's missing school if you're not aware of the school that she attends with Zoe?
I'm not 100% sure. The DCS lady that,
Don't tell me what anybody said.
She asked the question, Your Honor. She asked how, he's entitled to answer.
Well, still doesn't allow hearsay. And she can ask how, he can say somebody else told him.
Is this your first day,
Did
Mr.
someone else
Lawyer?
tell you that?
The DCS worker,
Okay, so you don't have any firsthand knowledge that she's not attending school with mom?
that's correct, because when I call the school corporation, they won't talk to me.
Okay, so you do know what school she attends?
Well, I know that this is LaPorte County and this is Michigan City, and I know where Zoe lives, and so I at least have the knowledge to call the school corporation.
Have you ever personally gone there to try to get information?
No, not this thing.
When did you start going to church?
About October timeframe.
October 24?
Yes, it's very recent.
Okay. Now regarding the potty training, you had indicated that Jalen has some special needs.
Yes,
And based on your experience with Jalen, do you think that her special needs could have caused a delay?
no. She has one good arm, and she can
Okay,
tell
good
you.
question, thank you.
You can't call a school to get information. Why? Because you can say anything you want on the other end of the phone. You can't prove that you're who you are, and they can't give out information. You do have to go to the school. I had to go to the school.
Again, with the therapy, have you personally gone to the therapist to see if she's attending therapy sessions?
No, because every time I call, they won't talk to me.
But you haven't personally gone there to see?
No.
Sorry, I'm going through my notes, I apologize.
I drove past on my way to the
You
bar.
had indicated that pursuant to a court order, you were to exchange the children. What court order are you referring to?
The protection order.
Okay. How did it come about that mom has two of the children in her care and you have one of the children in your care?
Because during the protection order proceedings, I had Lauren and Zoe had Landon and Jalen, and so that's what was awarded for that.
So at one point in time, did mom have all three children?
No,
So Lauren was not attending school in mom's district?
oh, well, I guess, yeah, for like a day or two.
Okay, and then did you go pick Lauren up from school?
Yes,
And then she did not return to that school, correct?
correct. She got re-enrolled in West Central.
What is your work schedule?
I work Monday through Friday and sometimes on Saturdays, but not very often.
And what hours do you work Monday through Friday?
It varies. Because it's a trucking industry, it really does vary. It can be anywhere from 4 in the morning to 7, 8 o'clock at night.
So when you say 4 AM, is that what time you leave the house to get to LaPorte, or is that what time you start the job?
That's what time I would leave my house.
Okay, and who's with your children? Who's with them to get them?
My
up?
grandma,
And your grandma does not reside with you?
no,
And how often are you working from 7 PM to 7 PM or 8 PM?
again, that varies. It just depends where I'm going for the day.
Terry, I need to know. It's killing me. I need to know. Are you the youngest of 4 girls? Because I thought that was you. I mentioned it once before, and then someone else said, no, that's me. But it could be them too. I need to know, are you the youngest of 4 kids? I thought they were all girls, but maybe I'm wrong with that too. I just need to know. Hey, Jen, you missed the beginning, but thank you for your donation. I washed my car today and it's white. I have a white car. Yes, that you're the one that did it last time. Monica is the youngest of 4 girls, but I think Terry also is. I think she said that once. And I asked before to make sure I was right. And then Monica, you said, no, no, I'm the youngest. You both could be. Clarice, I can't believe you made it, girl. Yes. Yes. Terry's the youngest of 4 girls. I knew it. I just had to confirm it. It took me 2 months to confirm that.
Okay, let's say last week.
Then last week I was home at a reasonable time every day. I was home at about 4,
Okay, what time did you leave?
also about 4 in the morning. With trucking, you're only allowed 11 hours of driving anyway, so it has to fall within that range. Because I am what's considered a local driver.
Mhm.
I resemble that remark, Ozzy.
I don't have any further questions for this witness.
Very briefly, again, as you testified, you are not an over-the-road truck driver, you drive local.
Yes,
And you have worked out a system where you have family to come assist you with the children, your care, custody, and control.
yeah, my grandma's been babysitting since well while me and Zoe were married
Thursday.
and together, residing together. My grandma has been babysitting for us for probably the last 3 or 4 years.
You pay her for this?
I do,
How much?
$150 a week.
That cash?
Yes,
And that's for daycare or childcare?
yes,
And again, obviously you had other children, so you're familiar with, things like, appropriate times for potty training or for advance for the children, correct?
yes,
And it's your belief that Jalen is beyond that
yes,
for being potty trained?
yes,
And, obviously she would probably be starting kindergarten here pretty soon, correct?
yes,
And you have some concerns about, the fact that that's not done and that's coming up.
correct.
And it'd be fair to say, obviously, would it be fair to say that you don't go to physically to the school because you're afraid you're gonna get the same answer or worse?
Yes,
But you have made efforts
yes,
for counseling, for educational, for
I'm going to
medical.
look right
Yes.
now.
And when you reach out to Zoe, the answer is, I can't talk to you.
yes,
Or more importantly, won't talk to you.
yes.
Narrow it down a tiny bit. Was it in general? Was it in just for Vibers? Was it in, Animal House?
Zoe has taken them to a hospital and not told me about it. And then,
Let me ask you this. Let's do the flip side. If you've had to do something, do you tell Zoe immediately?
yes, every time I've ever taken the kids to the hospital for being sick or anything like that, I always have texted her and said, hey, just letting you know, I took Jalen to the hospital. We're here. I'll let you know what they say when we're done. And give her whatever information that I can at the time.
So unlike me, who's technologically a caveman, you use things like texting and email and things on a regular basis.
Yes, until the protection order came into play. I stopped after that because I'm not allowed to, but prior to that, yes.
Do you think that that's something that might help as to if the court were to mandate as part of his order, some type of electronic means that you and Zoe had to communicate and would you use to communicate?
Fozzie found it for me and linked it. Thank you, Fozzie. Look at that, your first horse show. Wait, what year was that again? Hold on, I gotta look. I think you wrote it down. 1962. You were 5 years old. Oh, it says it right there. December 15th, 1962. First horse show. You won second place. That's awesome. Where's the horse? Can I see the horse though? Lisi, yes. Lisi, if you go watch the members only video that I posted last, you've been warned. It's inappropriate. Inappropriate to watch.
In front of
Yes,
the children?
yes,
And even if there was a cost associated with that, would you be willing to pay your fair share of it?
yes,
You think that would be good for the children, their medical and
Yeah, I definitely believe
and
it.
educational well-being?
Yeah.
Because right now we have no communication,
Correct,
or at least one way. You communicate with her, she won't communicate with you.
correct.
Do you know when this protective order is set to expire?
I do not actually.
It's got a ways to go yet, right?
Well, when it was put in place, we were supposed to resolve it at court when we came for the custody hearing, but then it got moved out to now.
There have been any events that you've not been arrested since and are charged with any crimes for violating that protective order,
No,
or any violence against her,
nope,
or violence against the children?
no.
Another group.
Ms. Schaffner.
No, thank you.
Thank you. You may step down.
I know you renewed it. I know you were
I
a
just have
member
one moment
before. I
before
already
my
know you were
client,
green. Loud and proud, baby, loud and proud. That picture is pretty precious. Okay, guys, guess what? Now the
That's all
mom
we have
comes
here.
up. Now the mom
Good
comes
rest.
up.
Thank you. Ms. Schaffner.
So right now, if you've been listening, and I doubt anybody has, but if you've been listening, she sounds like a monster. And maybe she is. Who knows? We don't know. But hold it. Hold your judgment.
I'm gonna call my client.
Please step forward to the witness stand.
Casey Carey, you're an
Do you swear
overachiever.
or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
Please be seated.
Please state your name.
Zoe Joseph.
And Zoe, where do you live?
I live on 419 Holiday Street here in Michigan City.
And how long have you lived there?
I lived there for a little over a year.
And who do you live there with?
I live with my boyfriend Colvin and my son Leo, and my two youngest, Jalen Joseph and Landon Joseph.
And you are the Zoe Joseph that's married to Shane Joseph, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And you would acknowledge that your marriage is irretrievably broken?
Yes.
And today you're asking the court to reinstate you as an unmarried person, correct?
Yes.
Are you asking for your married or your maiden name to be restored?
Maiden name, yes.
Married name restored. Okay, I was
Yeah,
gonna
sorry.
say.
Maiden name, and can you spell that, please?
GLOSSINGER.
Okay. And you heard Shane testify about real estate. Do you own any real estate?
No,
Do you have any joint debt that you are attributing to the marital estate?
no,
Has all your personal property been divided?
yes,
Do you have any retirement accounts?
no.
Has your bank accounts been divided?
We don't have any bank accounts.
Okay, so
Together.
you never had any joint bank accounts?
We have before, but we closed it and everything. That was years ago.
Okay, so whatever is in your name, you're gonna keep, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And do you have a vehicle?
No,
All right, so let's talk about the kids. Now, Jalen, how old is Jalen?
she's 5.
And she predominantly resides with you, correct?
Yes,
And does she go to school?
yes.
Where does she go to school?
Springfield Elementary here in Michigan City. It's on like 800 North.
Sorry,
It's okay.
I cut you off. And how long has she been attending Springfield?
Since school started.
Then, so August?
Yeah.
And what grade is she in?
She's in the special needs pre-K.
And how many days, is that 5 days a week?
3 days.
3 days.
Mhm.
And does she attend on a regular basis?
Yes. She goes from 11:45 till 3:30.
And what about Landon? How old is Landon?
Landon is 4.
Is Landon enrolled in school?
No, because I have to pay for him to go to school and I don't receive vouchers.
Why would you have to pay for Landon to go to school?
Because that's the only preschool here in Michigan City that he can go to. And it's the Little Wolves at the old Brown Mackey College over that way.
Okay. All right.
Did you hear her what she said? Over that way. Look at that. She didn't say north, south, east, or west. She was about to say over by the McDonald's.
Now, does Jalen attend therapy sessions?
In school, yes. She gets OT, PT, and so physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy.
Okay, and is that every day that she goes to school?
I think it's twice a month.
Okay.
That's just what her IEP allows her. She gets a little bit of extra time, but it's not very much. It's just what is required for her.
Have you blocked father from receiving any communication from the school?
No,
And you have no problem, no objection to making sure he's the emergency contact?
yeah, I mean, if he wants to, I mean, that's, he is the father, so he, deserves that right to have the emergency contact for their school. There's been no communication with him asking me about their schooling whatsoever.
Okay. Now let's switch.
They just said it. But I can't remember what they said. It wasn't multiple sclerosis. It was I don't remember. I do not remember.
To Lauren. Lauren is predominantly in father's care, correct?
Yes,
Okay. Have you attempted to get notification from her school?
yes, and they won't tell me anything either.
Okay. Have you attended any events at her school?
Cerebral
No, because I
palsy.
had known nothing. I don't receive anything as far as what goes on at her school, nothing, absolutely nothing.
Now, were you aware that she was involved in cheerleading?
Yes,
How did you find that out?
I found out because her father did tell me, and he did tell me verbally that she will have to go to cheer on my weekend. So he gave me the choice. I could pick her up on Friday, on Friday, because that's the day we pick them up. Friday, and bring her back Saturday morning so he can take her to cheer. But that's still my weekend, and he took that from me for at least a month.
So he didn't discuss it with you prior to enrolling her in cheerleading?
He said he was going to, but I just wasn't sure because I don't know his funds or anything like that. So, but when he told me, I think she started cheer like a couple weeks after that.
Were you able to attend any of her cheering?
For the record, no one has to spell correctly in chat. It's just, you're just being a show off if you spell things correctly, actually.
No, because it's a very long drive and I have to work.
Now, Jalen and Landon, are they in any activities?
No,
Let's change gears a little bit. Are you working?
yes,
Where do you work?
I work at LaPorte Hospital.
And when did you start there?
I started there just recently. It was
Yep.
October 7th.
And what is your work schedule?
I work 3 days a week. So basically the week that I don't have the kids on that weekend, I work the 2 days on that weekend because I don't have them, and then 1 day that week.
Okay.
I think she only has one hand as well. I think that's what they said. So with that amount of information, Nan, and if I told you she was 5 years old and not potty trained yet, would you be shocked at that?
So even if you work 3 days a week, you would be home with them more, you'd be home with them basically 4 days a week then, right?
Yeah, and even the days that I work, I have all day. I'm at home all day. I work at 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Same here. I would not be shocked at that.
Now, I know there was some testimony about your mom. Does your mom watch your children?
Absolutely not.
Do you live with your mom?
No.
So that's not gonna be an issue.
And also, if someone based my parental ability on my mom or my sisters, they would never let me have kids, ever,
No issue.
or cats.
So you are able to get your kids up for
Yes.
school, get them from school.
Yes.
So what does a typical day look like?
So typical day, I pretty much wake up around 7. I get my son up at 7:30. He gets on, so that's Leo, sorry. He gets on the bus at 8:15, and then I make breakfast, and by the time I get done with that, Jalen and Landon are up. I get them changed and dressed. And if they need showers, I give them a shower, and then I let them play or whatever, spend time with them. And then about 11:30, 11:35 is when I start to get Jalen ready for school on the days that she goes, because she goes Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I get her ready for school, and then I sit there with her and talk to her and everything.
Okay, now she's about to show some pictures. I don't know how soon it's coming up, but she's about to show some pictures. And I didn't watch this. I heard it while I was recording, but I was doing something. I was playing a video game. So I didn't watch this. I don't know if you want to look at it's not child abuse. Well, I guess it is, but it's not, the child is not injured. Well, maybe you'll see, but you might not want to look directly at the pictures.
And if it's warm, we go outside and sit on the porch. If it's cold, we sit and open the blinds and wait for the bus. And then when she gets off on the bus, if I have any errands to do, I'll, take Landon with me to go do errands. If not, we stay home and watch movies basically and play and,
What types of things do you do when you have all three kids?
we go out to eat. We go to like parks if it's warm. We go bowling. We have like I don't know, like music party, dance party where I play music throughout the house and they all, jump and sing and play and everything like that.
Now, how old is your son Leo from a different relationship?
He's 8.
How do the kids all interact together?
They interact very well. They play, laugh, they play hide and seek. So because I have a really big house, so they like to play hide and seek. And they play upstairs in the rooms, just.
You did, Anna, but you're like 20 minutes late because I've so I played again. Just kidding. There's a funny break in between.
The normal kid, they like to play and just have fun with each other.
Now, when it's time for Lauren to go back, do you observe any change in her demeanor?
She's very angry. She's very angry and she's very upset and she cries.
So you're asking this court that you be granted as custodial parent of all three children, correct?
Yes.
So how did it come about that you have 2 children in your care and father has Lauren in his care?
When we went to court in July, because I already had Jalen and Landon, judge granted me with custody temporarily until we came to court today. And then judge granted Shane custody of Lauren because she was in his care and she has school.
So at some point in time, did you have all 3 of them in your care?
I did.
For what time frame?
So I took them in February and I had them not even a month. And he came and took Lauren out of school because I did enroll her in Lake Hills. And he drove all the way and took her out of school. And I took her, Jalen, and Landon because they were being neglected. He has bed bugs all throughout his house. They've had lice for over a year. And I'm surprised that they lasted this few months without head lice because it's constant.
Okay,
And
hold on, we're gonna get there.
Okay.
So you've alluded to it a little bit. So how are they when they come to you, their appearance?
Very dirty, no showers. Just like last night when I got my children, they stunk really bad. And I have evidence to prove of what Jalen came in. And it's absolutely disgusting. And my children don't need to live like this in his care.
Here comes the pictures. I don't know if we can see them. Some courts we can, some courts we can't.
This is as big a bag as we have.
Okay, I think I can put them in there. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm gonna show you what's gonna be marked as A, thank you, respondents A. What are these?
They are Jalen's clothes that she came in that I got her from last night.
From Dad's house.
Yes. Very stained, very dirty, very nasty. Socks are the same way. They've got like toe prints in the socks and it's absolutely disgusting.
And you took them off of her when you got home?
Absolutely. And I put her right in the shower.
Is that typical?
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Okay,
No objection.
is admitted.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit it in there, is the problem.
We'll probably put a sticker on, just on the back.
No offense, but I'm gonna get some hand sanitizer.
I don't blame you.
There's some behind your phone. Oh.
She has a dirty job, guys.
How many times have you had to treat the children for lice, after your separation?
Honestly, I can't even count. I lost count because it's time after time after time after time. And I have to clean my whole entire house, bag everything up, take it all to the laundromat. And I honestly can't count.
True. It's true. Except she keeps coming with more pictures of every day. Like she has a date and pictures, date and pictures, date and pictures. Maybe she staged it all. Dad's not over there saying, no, that didn't happen. He's not saying that at all. I take offense. I love those cities. You be nice. She's just sorting through all of the pictures, which it looks like we're not going to be able to see. They're not posted, which is good. It's a good thing.
I believe it.
Show off.
He was asking me a question.
So I'm gonna show you what's been marked as response as exhibit B. Can
Okay.
you look through those and tell me what those are?
So these are, the first picture is socks of Lauren when she came to me, mismatched and they have holes.
What would you do about it?
That was October of 23. The second one was Lauren's very, very matted hair, and this is when I took her. And this was February of 24. It took me 2 hours to brush through her hair. It was so bad. The second one is August of 23, very dirty fingernails from his dad's, like, again, not showering, not cleaning, not clipping, nothing to his nails. The third one is another pair of socks, October 23, and again, dirty, nasty. October 12th, again, dirty socks, like I don't know, it's nasty, and yeah. Another one, October 12th, which is, so these were Lauren's, these were Landon's. Again, dirty, nasty, filthy. And these were Jalen's, October 12th of 23, very dirty. May 23, same thing, very nasty, crusty, dirty socks. And these were Lauren's, I think. Yeah. Oops, sorry. These were Landon's, June 6th of 23. Again, same day, very dirty, nasty. And these pair of socks were supposed to be white and they're black. And it's June 13th of 23. These are Lauren's, June 13th of 23. Again, you can see that there's white, it's supposed to be white, and it's literally black. That's her other foot, another sock that she was wearing that same day, June 13th of 23. This is Jalen's hands, October 8th of 23, and just nasty, dirty. Yeah, here's another one, August 8th, 23, same thing, hand. Let me do this one too. Okay, so last weekend, and I don't remember the date, my daughter Lauren came to me with a hole in the front of her underwear. And this very upset me because no child should ever have a hole in their underwear. And it makes me really upset. These are another pair of socks from Jalen, nasty. There's dirt and everything on these. Landon, same thing. They're supposed to be white and they're black. And this was Lauren's hair, again, not brushed. You can see that there's
Love you, Allie.
knots. And again, it took me a while to get that out of her hair as well.
And you've taken all, you took all the pictures?
Yes.
Haven't altered in any way?
No.
I moved to that respondent C.
No objection, I'll address it in cross-examination.
He is admitted.
Now, you heard father testify that Jalen is not potty trained.
No, she's not, but we are working on it. She's been interested in going potty. I bought her a bluey toilet seat to fit over, the toilet, because like father stated, she only has one good arm, so she can't really sit on a normal toilet seat. So, and we have been working on it, and she does very well.
In your opinion with Jalen and her special needs, do you think it has caused any delay?
I think a little
Objection.
bit.
I can object, call speculation. She's not deemed to be an expert on developmental issues of special needs.
Dude, sir, the lawyer, sir. She's the mom.
These children.
I specifically asked mother about her experience with Jalen. And so I absolutely believe that she can answer as to what she believes her experience with Jalen is and the possible delay.
Ernst,
I think she's asking for a conclusion as to why the delay. She's not qualified to say that. She's not an expert. She just guessing or just makes her own self-serving comments.
I would agree, Mr. Ernst. I'll give whatever weight she testifies to that weight, but I'll let her testify to
Yes,
her opinion.
My opinion is, I feel like she's a little bit delayed, not by much, but it's still enough to where she's not potty trained.
Was she delayed in reference to other
I am completely naked under my clothes.
children in any other areas? Speech, walking?
Speech a little bit, not so much walking, because she was crawling and walking pretty much at the same time. So no, not in any other way, just, just that.
All right. And do you agree that you need some sort of app to speak with father?
Yes, so when we went to court in July, judge ordered that there would be paperwork on the app that we were supposed to use. I received nothing in the mail, so therefore there's a third party, his grandma. And that's how I get a hold of him, is through her.
And hasn't he specifically told you to go through grandma?
Yes. And I have that on text messages as well.
Now regarding those two pictures that he had submitted, I may have those pictures or other, the ones that he did, I'm sorry.
That's true. It's not just mom, it's dads too. They would know.
you recall what happened, plaintiff's exhibit 2,
Leo fell on the side of the tub. And that's what happened.
and how old was Leo here?
3,
And how old is he now?
8.
And what about plaintiff's exhibit 3?
I don't know when that happened. All I know is that we were fighting, screaming at each other in the room, and Shane, Joseph, and myself were screaming and fighting in the room. I don't know. I didn't even know that even happened.
So Shane testified that he called the police as a result of plaintiff's 3. Do you recall him saying that?
I do, but I don't think he did call the police at all.
Were you arrested?
No.
Now, Jalen, she's supposed to wear braces on her legs.
Yes,
And do you have braces for her legs?
I do.
Do
And
you
she's
send-
about to get new ones too.
Okay, do you send them with father?
I do.
Have there been times when she's come back and she hasn't?
I have to stop the whole stream for this. Hi, Fozzie. Hi. Hi, Fozzie. No one's gonna yell at me today.
Not had her braces on her legs?
Yes,
More often than not, or?
just a couple times, but still, she needs to wear them because it will help her feet. And if she doesn't wear them, it can cause more harm than good.
Have there been times when Landon has come to you with nasty diapers?
Yes,
And how often does that happen?
it happened
Hi,
a couple
Critter.
times, but the picture that you have is Jalen, not Landon.
So tell me about Jalen coming to you in an unkept manner.
So I picked her up and
Yo, that's a lie. We're all here though. When you lie, you got to make it believable. And you can't do something in front of 67 people and then say you didn't do it, because that's a lie. You have to be believable when you lie. We're going to work on your lies. Me and you are going to work on lying together so that you get it down perfect.
smelled poop in the car, and then I got her home and I got her out and she had a poop diaper and it was so disgusting. Like nobody changed her. And I messaged grandma and I was like, why wasn't Jalen changed? And she was like,
Objection,
She-
hearsay.
okay.
So I agree. So how do you know that it wasn't a fresh diaper?
Because it was stuck to her.
And that's how you picked her up?
Yes.
I'm trying to help you.
Is it?
You
Stay
should
with
see
me
my
while I
list
respond
of
to
mistakes.
Steve.
Whoo.
What are those, Zoe?
Those are Lauren's arms and those are bed bug bites because they're in groups.
You took these pictures?
Yes, I did.
What's the date of the pictures?
August 6th of 23.
No one has,
I'm sorry, June 6th of 23.
no one has altered these photographs?
No.
I would move to admit respondent C.
No objection, Your Honor.
C is admitted.
And that's how Lauren came to you?
Yes.
And like father has testified, have the kids come to you with markings and bruises?
Yes, there has been, there was one incident where Landon came with a bruise on his leg, on his like upper thigh.
And did you communicate with dad? How did that happen?
Mm, Not that I can remember. It was last year, so I could have, I don't remember.
I'm gonna show you what's been marked as respondents D. One at a time, what's the first photo?
That is a bruise on Jalen's leg.
That is alcohol abuse. Beer is to be drank. That's just, listen, I can't continue the stream if we're going to treat beer like this. It's just wrong. I didn't know I was going to be traumatized today.
On the underneath her thigh.
And the date,
September 28th at 23.
and the second photo.
This is Landon. It looks like bruises and dirt, and that was August 4th of 23, and that's how he came to me too, because I was changing his diaper.
Lastly,
And that is Landon as well, June 10th of 23. On his upper thigh.
sorry, what is it?
It's on his upper thigh,
What is on the other side?
a bruise.
Okay. And you took these photos?
Yes,
And you haven't altered them in any way?
no,
I would move to admit respondents D.
No objection, Your Honor.
It is admitted.
Now, you heard Shane testify that he's not able to access any medical records. Did you hear him say that?
yes,
Is, to the best of your knowledge, is he on the doctor's records?
he is, because when I was with him, like, we were still together, of course, the children are little. So when they started going to the doctor, when they were born, I mean, I can't really say for Lauren because she lived in Texas and obviously he was on the records there too, but that is still the same doctor that they had when they were little. So his information is still on there.
Now, you also provided me with some of your financial information,
I like
correct?
that.
Yes.
No, absolutely not. Guys, beer is to be drank until you are drunken, not to do other things with. You don't cook with it. I mean, beer cheese is good, but I don't cook with it because you drink it. It never makes it into the pan. You don't bathe in it. You don't wash your hair with it. No. You drink beer. Yes, I'm gonna help Bren lie better, and I'm gonna help all you guys drink beer better.
I'm gonna show you what's marked and marked as respondents E. Are these copies of your pay stubs from your employment, current employment,
Yes,
and you are making.
I know. small letters.
$18.40 an hour.
Yes,
These are accurate.
yes,
I would move to admit respondents E.
No objection.
He is admitted.
Why do you want to be banned so badly? Come on, me and you,
Now, just for
right now.
record keeping, I
Yeah.
believe Shane testified that you were married in
Everybody getting banned.
2019. Is that your actual date of?
no, June 14th of 2020.
Okay. And therefore, Zoe, you believe it's in the best interest of your children that
Okay.
you be named as
Cook with wine. That's fine. Cook with wine. Yes. Yes.
a residential parent of the children,
Yes,
all three children,
all three children, yes.
and father would have parenting time pursuant to the Indian Parenting Time Guidelines?
Yes,
I work at a brewery. I taste all kinds of beer from all over the world. And before you say, nah, it's not the same. No, it is. People come from Germany into my bar and drink my German beer and say, whoa, what did you do? That's awesome. People from the UK and taste my Irish red and they're like, oh man, this is so good. Our beers are legit good, yummy beers.
And you're obviously asking for a child support order, correct?
yes,
I made chicken, drank the beer. So, yep.
I don't believe I have any further questions.
Mr. Ernst,
If I recall your testimony, you say you work a couple of days a week?
Yes.
So you
3
do
days a week.
not, you do not work full-time?
I do work full-time. That is full-time. 36 hours full-time at LaPorte Hospital.
Okay,
Ooh,
but so the
baby.
3 days are actually more hours than just an 8-hour day then?
Yeah, I work 12-hour days.
And
I don't
those-
spill
you said
beer.
those are at home?
Do what?
I thought I heard somebody saying you work at home?
No, I work at LaPorte Hospital.
That's Northwest Health, right?
Yes,
Okay, I call it that too, but what is it you do there?
I'm a CNA.
So you're making, in essence, full-time $18 an hour.
Yes.
How long have you been there?
I've been there since October 7th, but prior to that, I worked at Franciscan Hospital here in Michigan.
If I pour black and tan, it's with my own beers, my own stouts. We don't sell any commercial beers in our bar.
City
Yeah,
for
but-
almost 9 months.
So your prior job was at Franciscan.
Yes,
What'd you do there?
I'm a CNA as well,
Okay, and why'd you leave Franciscan?
just for personal reasons.
Okay, did it have anything to do with any financial issues or collection agencies?
No,
Were you fired or terminated?
no.
And then you say you worked at Franciscan for 9 months. Where'd you work before that?
I worked at, I think it was another nursing home. I can't remember the name of it.
What'd you make an hour at the nursing home?
I think it was only like $13 to $15 an hour. So I left there because I needed more money.
And what'd you make at Franciscan?
I made 1864 or something like that. But I had shift differential, so I made like $1 something more because I work nights as well.
And the house that you live in presently, you live there with your boyfriend, is it Colvin?
Yes,
And is it a house you two are renting together? Does he own it?
yes. No, we both rented together.
Okay. You do not have a vehicle.
No,
Okay. How do you get to and from work?
so I use my boyfriend's vehicle to go back and forth to work.
Does he work?
Yes,
Where does he work at?
he works at Lowe's here
How
in,
does he get to and from work?
he works days, so he works, I think his hours are, let me think for a minute. It's 8 to like 2:30 or 2:30, 3:30.
He worked Monday through Friday?
Yes,
And then you work during Monday through Friday, correct?
no, I
the
only work
weekends?
3 days a week. So
Okay.
the weekends, he has the kids. I work 1 day a week. And then, well, 1 day during the week and then 2 days on the weekend because I don't have my children. So therefore, I'm able to work that weekend. The weekend I have my children, I work 3 days during the week and
We have lots of German loggers all the time. That's something you'll always find.
I'm off that weekend.
Okay, so the 3 days that you work during the week, then again, how do you get to work if you only have one car?
Because I take the truck to work. He works during the day from 8 to 2 or 3:30. And then I take the truck from 6
I
till
see.
6 in the morning.
And then you have other children at home other than the children you have with my client, correct?
Yes, Leo, he's 8.
And who watches that child during the day?
Colvin does.
How long you guys been together?
Almost 2 years.
Okay. You said that your Jalen is in Springfield School, correct?
Yes,
That's in the Michigan City area school system?
yes.
Is she there because she is special needs?
She is there because that's the special education preschool.
Right.
To receive her therapy, speech, physical therapy and occupational therapy.
But, so that's not necessarily the school closest to where you live. That's what's designated by the school for her to go to for that program.
Yes,
And was she previously at West Central School?
yes,
And that would even have been earlier this year, correct?
I believe so. Probably, yeah, January, February. Yeah.
And that's what school system? West Central, that's where?
I'm sorry.
Where's West Central?
It's in Madairyville.
Okay. And you never lived in Madairyville, did you?
No,
Okay. So this is when the child was with him?
yes,
Okay. Did you ever live in the West Central School Corporation?
no,
And she's in essence I'm talking about Jalen, she's in special ed, correct?
Yeah,
Okay. And
it's a special education.
it's preschool, not
Preschool.
kindergarten.
Yeah, preschool.
And she is 5 years old now?
5.
And not yet potty trained.
Almost, we're getting close.
Good job, Mama.
Now, do you, or let me strike that. You say that right now my client is not the emergency contact at the school, correct?
No, he's not.
And obviously you enrolled this child in school, correct?
Yes.
And one of the questions they would ask is emergency contact, and you didn't put them in, did you?
I didn't put anyone down but myself.
So you didn't put Colvin down?
No,
You sure about that?
yeah,
So if we got those records, it wouldn't show that?
it wouldn't, no.
Well, let me ask you this, don't you think the natural father should be a contact?
And I agree.
And yet you didn't do it,
And I'm willing to make that change.
but you didn't do it, did you?
No,
Asked and answered.
And when was this child enrolled in the Springfield schools?
August,
Of this year?
yes.
Okay. Now, we heard a lot during your testimony about how these children were being returned to you very filthy. You put those pajamas in the Ziploc bag and we saw those photographs, right?
Yes,
Is it true that at this point, I'm referencing the photographs Exhibit B. Your testimony was that pretty much all of those were taken in 2023 or early 2024.
yes,
Isn't it true that we were before a judge on an issue of protective order that you bought, right?
yes,
And in that proceedings, we dealt with issues on a temporary basis of custody.
yes.
You didn't bring those pictures in, did you? Did you?
No,
In fact, isn't it true that you supplied these photographs to your
I'm about to punch this lawyer in the face. He does not have to talk to her like that, whether she's right, wrong, or in the middle.
attorney just within the last 48 hours?
yes,
And your testimony was that this is how these children have been returned to you on a regular basis.
and they still are, yes.
Okay. You filed something with the court on an emergency basis asking for custody based upon these circumstances?
No,
In fact, is it true that you've had communications alleging wrongdoing by my client with the Division of Family and Children?
no.
Never? You never called?
Oh,
them?
yeah, I did have, yeah,
When did you
once.
do that?
I did that here recently.
Okay, did you share those photographs with them?
No, because they
No.
took their own photos.
Right. And isn't it true that it was the allegations you made were unsubstantiated?
Oh, apparently, because it got dismissed.
There you go. So they got to see those same types of pajamas that you claim that you're showing the court today, right?
No, this
No.
happened just yesterday.
I see. But the photographs, those are photographs in 2023 and 2024, right?
But they still came to me dirty, nasty, filthy, no showers.
And you took no action with the court to do anything about it until,
Honey, I'm still gonna drink them. I'm still going, if it's in front of me, I'm still gonna drink them. It's like you like pizza, right? Do you only eat one kind of pizza? No, you put pineapples on it sometimes and you still eat it.
waiting until today, right?
Yeah,
How many times have you talked to Division of Family and Children?
a few
Asked and
times.
answered.
No, I asked how many? How many?
3,
And that would have been this year,
yes,
prior to the photographs that you should show the court? Actually,
Yes.
after the photographs you show the court, I'm sorry.
I did show some of the pictures to DCS.
And they did nothing, correct? Did you call the police?
No, because what could they have done?
Well, you're alleging that these children are being abused and not being properly taken care of, right?
Yeah,
Okay. And you filed nothing asking the court to expedite this matter because of these issues, have you?
no,
And you didn't mention any of this when we were at the protective order hearing this summer, did you?
not of my knowledge, no.
So clearly it wasn't a big deal, an emergency for your children then, though, was it?
It is a big deal
But you didn't mention it though, right?
because I didn't have anything printed off.
You had those photographs since 2023.
Yes, but I didn't have them printed off, is what I'm saying.
So you didn't think it was important to print those off and submit that to a judge in July? That's okay. We know the answer. I'll move on.
Your Honor,
Is it true that my client has?
I said I would ask that be stricken. We don't need any unnecessary comments.
Mr. Ernst?
I'll withdraw, Your Honor. Isn't it true that my client has tried to communicate with you during exchanges about the children?
Yes, he has, but he bullies me.
Oh, he bullies you.
Yeah.
So you filed a violation of the protective order?
No, because we already have one.
Oh, you've had one since July of this year, right?
Between me and him, yes.
Yes. Since then, has he tried to talk to you during exchanges about the children?
Yes, and other things.
And you refuse to talk to him?
That's not true.
That's not true?
Sometimes I do have to go because I do have things I have to do, but I do sit there and listen to him if it's about the kids, yes.
And did he share with you the fact that he wasn't the emergency contact for the child?
Absolutely not.
He didn't.
No,
Okay. Did he ask you for information on Jalen's therapy?
absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay. Didn't ask for any of those things.
No,
You think he should know about those things?
absolutely. He's the father.
And yet, have you made that information available to him?
He can call up to the school and get it.
How can he call the school when he has a protective order? You have a protective order against him and you did put him as the emergency contact. How can he call them,
Well,
ma'am?
if we have a protective order, whose fault is that? That's not mine.
Well,
He did this. He did this.
Ma'am?
Not me.
ma'am,
Yes,
so therefore then, because of that, you've made no effort to try to inform him of what's going on with Jalen and her therapy?
yeah, I have told him a few times that she does have therapy in school. He did ask one time about Jalen having physical therapy and everything in school. I said, yes, she does receive services.
But he doesn't have access to the records of the school, does he?
No,
Not the emergency contact? No.
no, but that's not my fault. We have a protective order, so therefore the school can't let him know anything. That's
But
not my
you
fault.
could make sure it happens, couldn't you?
Not if there is a protective order.
You can't tell the school, let him know this information of his own children?
I just don't think that they'll allow me because we have a protective order. So if there's a
Have you
protective
asked?
order, no, I have not.
Okay,
Your Honor.
withdrawn.
The same.
Only sort of. She put a protective order on, but a judge isn't going to just put a protection order on because a woman asks them to. They had a hearing. They had produced evidence. He has a protection order on him for a reason. He tried to call the school, but he didn't go to the school.
And again, just so I'm clear, the photographs that you have admitted in exhibits B, C, and D, you just provided those to your attorney within the last few days, correct?
Yes,
This matter's been pending for months, correct?
yes,
And we had a protective order back in July, correct?
yes,
And yet, within the last 48 hours is the first time you supplied those photographs to your attorney?
yes.
So your opinion is that someone that allegedly has her children exposed to lice and dangerous circumstances for months on end and does nothing about it should have custody of her children?
Say that again.
Your testimony is that you think that that someone that has been experiencing these children with lice and dirty for almost a year and a half now and has done nothing about it until today's date should have custody of these children?
I have done a few things. I have went to DCS and reported him, and there's nothing being done. So yes, I have before.
And yet and taken no action with the court until today.
No,
Have you filed any petitions? Emergency petitions asking custody?
no, sir.
You have an attorney, right?
Yes,
And again, she first got these pictures 48 hours ago.
yes.
You heard my client talk about issues
I'm going to be scratching all night now because of the lice and the bed bugs. Everything is itchy.
of exchanges of the children that you have not been timely. Is that true?
I have ran a few minutes late, but so has he. So don't let him lie to you.
So the answer to my question is yes.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
And you're meeting at a halfway point, like in Wanata or someplace like
Yeah,
that?
it's the Casey's gas station in Wanata.
I'm always late. I'm late for everything. Sometimes I get my stream on time, but it's more rare than normal.
That's the new place, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I've never been out that way, so I don't know if it's
Okay.
new.
And that's roughly equal distance?
Yeah, about, I mean, he's got a 40-minute drive, I got a 30-minute drive, so fair.
And your indication, you've indicated your understanding is that the oldest child is in cheerleading.
Yes,
Be fair to say she probably enjoys that?
I think she does, yeah.
Okay. And obviously, if we change custody, she would have to stop that where she's doing it, right?
She is no longer in cheerleading, it's over.
Oh, is it over?
Yes, it is.
And what grade is she in school?
She's in first grade.
So she's been in that school system for about, or at least for the last year or so, right?
About, yeah.
Pass the witness, thank you.
When you're late, how late are you to the exchanges?
No more than, well, okay, I'll answer your question. So no more than maybe 10, 15 minutes. If I know I'm gonna be later, I always message his grandma and be like, hey, just like with last night, I was stuck behind 2 trains. So yes, I was late getting Jalen and Landon, but I did message his grandmother and told her I'm stuck behind 2 trains. I will be there in a second.
Okay. And so is that typical traffic, trains, the reason why you're late?
Sometimes, yeah,
And you indicated that he's late as well?
yes.
Now, did you tell the school that he's absolutely not allowed any information?
Absolutely not.
Okay. And have you asked about Lauren's school?
I have.
And was he forthcoming with that information?
I don't
That's
receive anything.
delicious.
I don't know how she's doing in school. I don't know her grades. I don't know her teacher. Like, I don't know anything. The only thing I went to was her awards and he did not show
Awards for what?
her, first grade awards. And he did not show. And that is the first time I met her teacher and she was very rude with me because Shane has told her,
Objection, hearsay.
okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, I agree.
Um,
All right, there are more questions.
so, but it's
okay.
Yeah.
okay.
It's okay. Now, the photographs, just because you had provided those to me 48 hours ago, does it make them any less truthful of what happened, a depiction of what's happening?
It's very truthful.
Now, the most recent call to DCS, what did you allege? Did it have anything to do with dirty clothes?
So he called on me. He called on me and it's still pending, it's open. And the allegations were that Jalen fell into a fire pit. That I'm abusing and neglecting my children. And I threw one of them up against a wall or something like that. I don't
And-
know. I don't have the report.
So is it your understanding it's going to be closed
Yes,
and your children have not been removed from your home?
no,
So it's your testimony that you did provide photos to DCS and they've done nothing?
yes.
I have no further questions.
No follow-up, Your Honor.
You may step down, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other witnesses, Ms. Schaffner?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Any rebuttal, Mr. Ernst?
No, thank you, sir.
Counsel, when can you submit proposed findings that mirror the statute as far as custody?
Yes, sir. Just on the issue of custody?
Well, no, for the whole.
Oh, very good, okay.
What I don't want is just a 1-page divorce order. When can you put forms of order together?
Well, I have one due December 6th. I have one due at the end of the year. I know you're done at the end of the year.
He wants it done like yesterday.
I know, but,
Worst kept secret, he knows.
I was gonna say, your lawyer's leaving. Otherwise, I was gonna tell him that Ms. Schaffner needs representation from a car accident yesterday, but he's not gonna be practicing anymore.
Well, my firm would be happy to offer her a consultation, Your Honor.
Let me see, what is today? Today's my son's 30th birthday, by the way.
Which one? Oh, I thought he was older than that for some reason. Well, he's got that many kids, you just started to show it.
All right, today's the
Holidays coming
18th,
up.
so can we do 30 days?
I'll make that work, Your Honor.
December 18th. Can we
And
have them to the
bed bugs.
20th? Because December 18th is a
You can
Wednesday.
have till the 20th.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
You can have till the 20th. Obviously, you guys know how to submit those. You are both here a lot.
Yep.
And then I will take this under advisement after the final submission of council. And I will make my decision.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Whew. Well, you know what? They're getting a divorce. He's going to grant that. I don't know what he's going to do with the kids because it's who knows in these things. Who knows? And it's all temporary. And some of the kids live here and some of the kids live there. And I don't know. We won't have to deal with this lawyer anymore that just yelled at her for no reason. No. A hose in the backyard absolutely does not work with bed bugs or lice. I don't know. I don't know anybody. I don't know personally anybody who has bed bugs. I've heard like all the stories, but now I'm all itchy though. God. And I heard they're just impossible to get rid of. Once you have them, you're stuck forever. I mean, even if you throw out the bed, I heard they don't just really sleep in the bed. They crawl other places and then they go into the bed. I would just have to burn my house down. Now, both of my sisters have burnt this house down. And my one sister has burnt this house down twice, the one I'm living in right now. So it's my turn, actually. I get to burn the house down now. But I won't because I'm living here. Does she? I don't know. I don't know whose side I'm on this one. It annoys me that he made a big deal about the 5-year-old not being potty trained yet. That annoyed me because she has cerebral palsy in one hand, and you don't know how she's going to develop. I- But her being a little behind, that's perfectly fine. I mean, it's just perfectly fine. And him making that a big deal out of everything else, out of all the battles he could pick, he picked that battle, which bothered me. Her battles where they're coming home nasty and dirty with lice and bed bugs, that to me is valid. Like that's really valid. Like my daughter, my eldest, has thick, thick, long curly hair. But she keeps cutting it. But when she was little, I never cut it. I mean, it was just huge curly hair. If you do not stay on top of thick curly hair, it's impossible. It's impossible to keep um brush. You have to stay on top of it. So she would go, I think my kids went to see their father. I could count on maybe two hands. Um over the years how often they went to visit like over a weekend. And when they would come home, it was like starting at square one. I would have to try to brush their hair and get it all out, and it was horrible for the kids, it was horrible for me, it hurts. Yeah, thick curly hair, it hurts to brush their hair, but I had to, as soon as they got home, had to brush their hair. Um, so if he would have just tried, put it in a ponytail or something, it would have been fine, but no, and you just don't wash it and condition it, and it's so it's not child abuse, but it is child abuse. I don't know. Wow. dirty kids, dirty clothes. I mean, I just really think that that probably should be a reason. They go to school in dirty clothes and kids start calling them smelly and all their names, and it's traumatizing. All right. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take because I kept pausing it. So we're going to go over today. You guys can dip anytime you want to, but this stream is going a little bit longer than normal today because I want to see some Judge Fleischer. I miss him, and I slept almost through the whole thing today. I got there at the last like 40 minutes, but other than that, I was just sleeping.
All right. Good.
Judge,
Page one,
days are always so crazy. I hope he has a good day.
Alvarado. Campbell.
Did you say Alvarado?
Yes, page one.
That I agree with, 100%.
In the system, Campbell, but on the docket, Alvarado.
I could
Kevin
never
Alvarado
afford the license.
Campos, or what's your last name? Alvarado.
What kind of fee would that cost? Thinking about all the licenses you have to do crap in America. How much would that license run you? I wonder what kind of thing you would have to do to get the license.
Alvarado's fine, but.
No. What's your birth
Alvarado
name?
Campos.
Okay. So let's do a name change, huh? Alvarado Campos. Sir, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning. On November 11th, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas, and made contact with the defendant, the operator of the motor vehicle and sole occupant. The officer observed an odor of marijuana based on training experience, and the officer asked the defendant to step out of the motor vehicle. The officer observed an unholstered pistol between the seat and the driver's side door, 3 small plastic bags containing marijuana. The weight of the marijuana, 56.8 grams.
Is he on probation? Yes, see.
Not that I see, Your Honor.
Bye, Michael.
Hey, Mr. Alvarado Campos, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. How old are you, sir?
22.
What do you do for a living?
Hey,
Do you have a
Jeff.
Texas driver license?
Hey, Melissa.
Can you run this license, Alex, please?
Yes, Judge.
I'm ordering you not to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. Do you have car insurance in your name? Then you're not allowed to drive, and I'm making that a condition of your bond. If I find that you drive,
Hey, Smith.
I'm going to have you arrested. I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand? Who do you live with now?
For the record, another Smith, I don't believe you.
Is she here now? How much money do you make a month, sir?
$4,000 a month.
Okay, we're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. If you want to drive, go get liability insurance, come back, show me that you have it, and then we'll allow you to drive. I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand?
Sure.
That if I find you with a weapon, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You pick up a new case, start acting the fool. Don't. Do you understand? So this is an affidavit that you're gonna sign with me today, promising me that you're not gonna drive until you have car insurance and get court approval. Once you do that, I'll take this off. I'm gonna have you go to Victoria Sign and Reset. We'll have you or I'm gonna have you take a seat while I get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign them, promising us you're not to have any weapons, and after that, we'll let you go. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Come on. Can you file no weapons, please?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Judge, next is page 2. Gray.
Hi, Rebecca.
Luis Aviles Garay.
Sorry.
So you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. This is a class A misdemeanor. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. Officers were working an unrelated fatality investigation on Southwest Freeway in Harris County, Texas. And while the officers were on scene, the defendant attempted to pass the police line into the fatality investigation. The officers stopped the driver and observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, glossy eyes, slurred speech, and unsteadiness. Standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 6 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The DIC was read and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.208 and 0.195. The defendant admitted to drinking 4 beers between 5 and 9 p.m. And during a search of the defendant's person, the officers found a bag of marijuana containing 1.13 grams.
Mr. Aviles Garay, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license, sir?
No.
You speak English, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're not allowed to drive. I'm making that a condition of your bond. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not gonna drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care what you have to do. You get into a car and drive, I can and will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because it's a second offense, I'm ordering you to obtain a handheld interlock device that you're going to take with you everywhere you go to prove to me that you're not consuming alcohol. Likewise, if I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs, I'll put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Sir.
We are sending notice to DPS now, where every DPS officer will know if you are in a car driving and you don't have an interlock on it, they're going to put you in jail because they know that the law is now, we're going to require you to obtain a guardian interlock. You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle, number one, I'm going to have a contempt hearing. Number two, you'll probably end up going to jail because every officer will know that you need an interlock. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Don't get into a car for any reason. You want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance, talk to me, and then we
Mike
can,
Fletcher.
I have insurance, liability insurance.
it doesn't matter. If you don't have a license, then you can't drive. If you can have $15 million in insurance, an insurance company is going to say, man, you're not supposed to be driving anyways. We're not going to cover you in the event that you get into an accident. You have to have a license. Insurance companies deny everybody for every reason. You give them any loophole, they're going to deny any coverage. If you don't have a license, they're going to say, well, you're not supposed to be driving anyways. I don't know how an insurance company would give you insurance when you don't have a license.
Okay.
What do you do for a living?
I work compounding for a fertilizer company
Okay, what kind of money you make a month?
to 2,000.
Where do you live?
I
Who
stay
do you live with?
by myself.
Okay, are you married?
No, sir.
Kids?
Yes, sir.
How many kids you got?
One,
Who's got custody of the child?
my child's mom, well, both do co-parent.
Thank
Do you
you.
provide support?
Yes, sir.
How?
Financially wise, and I help.
Is
I
it-
get them every other week.
is it you
No,
just give-
no, it's just, we got an understanding between us.
You want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Like an application? I'm telling you now, Mr. Aviles, don't drive. It's the worst possible thing you can do in this short life. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll have you sign all the documents and then I'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Come on.
All right, Judge,
We
next
got
is
some
case
OGs
five,
in there,
Carter.
another Smith.
Come on up.
Maybe they'll come back and see us.
Good morning, Ms. Carter. Ma'am, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On November 11, 2024, the officer was dispatched to an assault in Harris County, Texas. The officer made
Jen, you left me something in PayPal yesterday. Remember, I went and I washed my car with it. My car looks so good. And now memberships. Thank you. Thank you so much.
contact with the complainant and the defendant. The complainant stated he was in a dating relationship with the defendant since August 4th, 2024. The complainant stated he went to a bar with the defendant and an argument started when the complainant was being nice to a bartender. The complainant stated the defendant did not like that he was being flirtatious. The complainant stated they left the location and the defendant was arguing with him while driving. The defendant kept trying to press the off button on the motor vehicle and the complainant had to pull over to call 911. The complainant stated he kept driving, pulled over at an Exxon gas station, and exited the motor vehicle. The complainant walked to cool down while on the phone with 911. The complainant stated he was stopped by the defendant. The defendant pulled on his hoodie strings, and the defendant slapped the left side of his face with her open right hand, causing pain. The complainant stated he did not touch the defendant, and the officer observed redness on the complainant's left side of face and a small cut on the inside of his upper lip. The officer observed no visible injuries on the defendant.
And I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Have you guys reached out to the complaining witness?
No,
You
Your
know
Honor,
what?
this is a DVD case and no rip has been attempted.
Okay, Novak.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Carter, until I know that he wants to have contact with you, I'm ordering you not to have any contact with this person. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons as well. It looks like a protective order was issued in this case on the 11th of this month. I would get to know it. If you do something to violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you. Violation of a protective order, and it's one of the worst cases you can pick up. You understand?
Yes.
How old are you, ma'am? What do you do for a living?
Don't work.
Why not?
Us being together, he chooses to provide and he doesn't want me to work, so.
How do you support yourself? You're not to have any contact and not to be with him at all. So how are you going to support yourself?
I started applying.
You know what? This life is very short. And if you don't have some kind of education, if you don't have some kind of work experience, this person may not be there for the rest of your life. And you should never, ever have to depend on a man for anything. You should be self-reliant,
Never.
where you, as a woman, depend on herself, because you never know who's going to end up being there for the next 5 years, 10 years. This person takes off, you're destitute, alone, without anything. I've seen it happen over and over and over. Did you graduate from high school? Okay, it's time for you to start working. I'm making that a condition of your bond. I will have you apply for an appointed lawyer, but I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks. I want to see what you have done to get a job. You cannot go with this life dependent on any man. You need to have a career for yourself.
I have an upcoming interview.
Good. I want you to start working and I want you to build yourself a strong career where you don't have to rely on any man for anything. Rely on yourself. That's what life's about. So you can buy nice things yourself. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
depend on any man for any reason.
I was working, but once we got together, he didn't.
Don't. Who cares? Be a strong woman yourself. Why do you have to rely on what this dude says? No. Be yourself, man. You know, have a strong career.
Not you, Victoria. You just do what Michael tells you to do. So speaking of Victoria and Michael, guys, I created a short that says, "This is for Michael." And no one knew it was what Victoria was saying. She was saying page 13. She was saying page 13. He loves when his wife says page 13. And I know why. because when his wife says page 13, it's magical. That's what the short said. There's no more to look into it. There's no heading meeting or anything like that. But it was for Michael. Michael would have watched that and he would have said, "Oh, I need a minute, everybody."
Career, make millions of dollars yourself. You don't have to depend on anyone. All right? All right. I'm gonna have you, I need you to fill an application for me. I'll have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily. I'm gonna have you sign bond conditions that you're not supposed to have any contact with this person and obtain possession of weapons. If I find that you do, I'm telling you now, I'm gonna put you in jail. You will not get any more car marks. You understand? All right, come on.
Judge, I'm sorry.
And age
Is
13.
that state's bond conditions?
Yeah, states conditions. You know what? And I already have an application now. So I'll have you sign a receipt and I'm just gonna have you take a seat in the jury box.
Look
Okay?
how beautiful she
No
is.
contact, the weapons, get a
Next
job.
judge,
Yes, sir.
page
Please.
5 and
Good job.
6, Castillo, come on up.
Were you on? This is Raul Castillo.
Yes, Judge.
Do we know if Mr. Raul is coming today?
I'm not sure, Judge.
Mr. Castillo, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. This case is 1,705 days old.
Really? Do you think we would go extinct without men? All right. Let's remove all the men from the planet and see if we would go extinct. Next, let's remove all the women from the planet and let's see how quickly we go extinct. We have plenty of frozen eggs. You would be able to make more babies. It's fine. You'll be fine for many, many, many years, but you won't last that long at all. Who was that? Was that Wilson Phillips? Okay, there was this book written. I think it was in the 50s or 60s, probably the 60s. Oh God, was it Wilson Phillips? What was that book? Oh no, I have to dig deep for this one. Where I don't know what happened, but all the men, something happened, and it was finally like parallel worlds, and there were only women in this one world, and there were only men in the other Earth. It was both on Earth, and there was wars and destruction, and the men lost their shit, and everything just. The women were fine, but they struggled because you weren't allowed to have same-sex marriages back when this book was written, and that was their biggest struggle because they felt guilt about doing this. What it was a really popular book, The Vanishing, I think it was called something Phillips. Hold on. I'm just gonna Google real quick and then I'm gonna stop. Who was that? No, it's not The Vanishing Senator. No. Um, I can't remember. Uh, it was really a very popular book. It's fine. It's whatever. It's whatever. I believe that that book was right and that the earth would be very nuclear weapons would be gathered quickly if it was all men. All right, I have to say thank you. Another Smith is trying very hard to make this chat green. Oh no. CC Critter, Jessica, do you both have gifting on? Thank you so much, Another Smith. There's very little I can't do that a man can do. Very little. I'm trying to think of what it is. I mean, some things are very heavy, but however, I've learned to adjust and adapt. Like when I was an auto mechanic, learning how to fix cars, that there's this 133 lug that holds your tire on, and that shit is so hard to break. But if I use a breaker bar and stand on it, It's easy. So, yeah, I can't do it the same way men do it, but that doesn't mean I can't do it. I absolutely can do it. If I had see, Fozzie, first off, why would I ever have to point northwest? Why? Second off, I could just use a compass or a map. They both tell me what it is. And just so you know, you men aren't great with directions. You're just not good with directions. It's a fact.
You're also charged with possession of a controlled substance. You're also charged with felony theft of a firearm. I don't know what we're gonna do with you. Take a seat for me in the jury box. You are not allowed to leave.
I just waved in a circle. I got her.
Page 9, Cobalt.
See, I didn't do it the way you would do it, but I still got it done.
Robert Lee Cobalt.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cobalt, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Sure.
One moment, Your Honor. Okay, it just loaded.
Cobalt.
Yes.
I cannot write my name in the snow, but I don't.
So
need to.
on November
Oh, wait.
10th, 2024,
Yes, I can. I could just get a bottle.
the officer was dispatched in reference to a disturbance family call. The officer was in a marked patrol vehicle and wearing an official Houston Fire Department, Houston PD uniform. The
I
officer
double
met
myself.
with the complainant. The complainant stated that the relationship is as follows. The defendant is her husband of 20 years and the witness is her mother. The complainant stated that her husband, the defendant, was intoxicated and had been drinking for the entire day. The complainant stated that her son-in-law came over and went into her daughter's room. And the complainant further stated that she was in her room and began hearing her husband yelling that no one will watch the football game with him. The complainant stated that she went to go talk to the defendant and talk to him. And the complainant stated that she then observed the defendant banging on the witness's room, yelling and cursing. Furthermore, the complainant stated that she tried to talk to the defendant again in the kitchen and tell him to calm down and leave the house or she will be calling the police. At that point,
I can, just with my boobs instead.
the complainant stated the defendant stated he will not leave, and the defendant then approached her from the front and pushed her, placing his hand on her chest. The complainant stated she does not remember if it was one hand or two because it happened so fast. The complainant was pushed into the wall and hit her left elbow on the wall. The complainant stated that she felt pain and was in fear for her life.
Tell me the assault again.
So the assault happened whenever she talked to the kitchen. The defendant pushed her against the wall, causing her to hit her elbow, causing pain.
Find that there's
Okay,
probable
I'm out.
cause to go forward with your case. Now, I see that he has a prior assault that was dismissed in 11. Same complaining witness?
It does not appear so, Your Honor.
It does actually look like the same complainant is listed.
Oh, it is, Your Honor. Yes. An Angela Ortiz, yes.
And I see also an aggravated assault from 93.
CJ to the rescue. I thought it was Phillips, but no, it was Philip Wilde, 1951. The book was called The Disappearance. It was such a good book. It was a really, really good book.
No, not now. Now's not the time.
Your Honor, we don't have any information about the ag assault, just the prior AFM.
So yay or nay, because I have different names as far as the assault from,
Your Honor, the prior dismissed assault is with the same complaining witness.
Mr. Cobalt, I want you to understand something that I know that you want to say something.
Yes, sir.
Now's not the time. You know, I've got DAs here. Everything that you say, they're going to use it against you to prove, you know, your guilt. So it doesn't matter how helpful you think you are being to yourself. You may in reality be hurting yourself even worse. And what I'm trying to do is now protect you from yourself.
Yes, sir.
I want you to understand that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every person of Harris County. And I don't care if that means putting you in jail and making your bond extremely high. Every single person. I am ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person whatsoever and not to be in possession of weapons. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. If I find that you're consuming any kind of alcohol from any source, illegal narcotics, unprescribed controlled medication, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
There is a protective order that is
Fozzie holds up the stream, but it wasn't Fozzie, actually. It was someone else. It probably was Bren. I'm just going to say it was Bren.
been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you. Things will go sideways really, really quick, really fast. So get to know that protective order. Don't violate it and don't violate any of these conditions we put on your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
What do you do for a living, sir?
Sir,
What do you do for a living?
I'm disabled.
How do you support yourself?
This disability,
How much do you get from disability?
2,700.
Kathy speaks about herself in first person, too.
My wife, we lived together 20 years.
This person here,
Yes, sir.
not anymore, not for the foreseeable future. This
Two
person,
affidavits for her and I got two affidavits there for her.
I
And
don't care what, you can have something from Jesus. I don't care.
Sir.
I have this protective order that tells you you can't go near the Drake.
Raven, I think you would do great in jail. I think you would have a good time.
Cut Lane house.
I'm
Don't
doing-
go anywhere near.
parents right now.
Okay. For the foreseeable future, that's what happens. No contact. If she tries to get a hold of you, hang up the phone. If she texts you, don't reply. Sends you an email, don't reply. You're the one that's going to be sitting in custody in the event that you violate these conditions.
Yes, sir.
If you'd like, you can apply for an appointed lawyer and we can have you talk to someone today.
Sure.
But just understand, no means no. Do you understand?
Great, I will.
Okay. Did you want to apply for an
Yes,
appointed?
sir.
I give you an application. We'll give you an application. I need to know everything about you. I need to know any income that you have from anywhere. I need to know everything about you. I need to know how much money you have in the bank, stocks, bonds, IRAs, mutual funds, what kind of property you have, houses, cars, boats, airplanes, everything I need to know. And I'll look to see if you qualify.
Yes,
All
sir.
right?
Yes,
All right.
Judge, that was the last arraignment. Did you want to start CHAs?
Yeah, well, only, that's it? You're a lawyer today.
No, sir.
What are you doing about that?
Oh, I need more time. Work slowed down this month. Last month.
If you want more time, we'll give you more time.
Please.
Sure. If you want to head on over to Victoria, we'll have you sign a reset. We'll see you
Thank you.
soon.
Next judge is page
I don't
13.
I don't think I remember yesterday. What was it? I need to know now. Oh, page 8. Yes.
Garcia, Ibarra.
Good morning, sir.
I think every time she says page 13, while we're in Judge Fleischer's court, we should all cheer.
Do you have a lawyer today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just take a seat for me. Who is it?
Daniel Perez.
Okay, just hang tight. We'll wait for it. Okay.
All right, Judge, next is page 17, Ibarra, Evelyn.
Good Good morning, Ms. Guevara. Do you have a lawyer today? Well, you have to qualify. This isn't like Lubies where you just get to, you gotta qualify for it. Do you work, man? What do you do?
In production, I'm stagehand. Stagehand, I work in production.
Okay, and how much money do you make a month?
Depending on how much I work in a week. I don't work much since I'm a single mom. I'm raising my kids. So maybe sometimes 500 in a week or like.
So how do you support you and your kids? How do you support yourself? Do you get child support? Do you get child support? All right, we'll have you fill out an application. I'll take a look at it. And don't just put zeros because I'm gonna send it back to you. I need to know everything about you and we'll take a look, man.
All right, Judge, next is. Page 25, Liz Marcus.
Good morning, Mr. List. Do you have a lawyer today?
Not right now. Not right now. Need a little bit more time to get,
Don't say anything. If you want more time, we're happy to give you more time. I'm happy to go to Victoria, sign a reset. All right.
All right, Judge, next is page 30, Nieto, come on up. Cobalt.
Mr. Nieto, do you have a lawyer today?
no, sir.
Tell me what you're doing about that.
I need more time, sir.
Okay? Your case is getting old. It's time to get on it. You understand? Talk to as many people as you can, negotiate with them. 99% of them will put you on a payment plan if you ask.
Right.
That's what you need to do.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Get on it, doggone it.
Get on it, doggone it. All right, guys, we made it till the end. I did make a Kelly video yesterday, except this next Kelly video is very long. It's very much longer than the rest. So I keep trying to record it in one shot, and I don't have that many hours to spend. So I keep recording it and then pausing to go do something else or whatever, and then it gets like lost in the computer and everything, and I have to start over. So I got the thing almost completely recorded. I just need a little bit more, and I have a little bit more time before Judge Fleischer's courtroom. So I just really, really, really believe that I'm going to put a Kelly trial video out. My mom is coming today, which is never good. So I have to do some stuff quick before my mom gets here, and get ready for that, and then I'll finish this stupid Kelly video. It's just so long, but the next one is really short, so it evens out. Thank you so much for coming out today. There's a chance that I have to cut part of the clip out where I showed the shower scene. YouTube will tell me if I broke the rules or not, and I might have to cut that out. So if you rewatch this later, you've missed the best part, the shower scene. But we all saw the shower scene, and it was so bad. If anybody did that to me, I don't know. I would hate that. Yeah, get some sleep. Today is Tuesday. You know what I'm gonna do? I have Tuesday in my bars always trivia. Trivia Tuesday. I'm going to find the best question every Tuesday. So every Wednesday when we have when we stream, we're gonna start off with the best trivia question ever. Yes, our chat is so cool. I mean, I really don't have to play videos. It's just it gives us something to talk about in chat. Bye, Vibers. Thank you so much for coming out. I really, really, really appreciate it. Behave today. Don't do anything bad. And I shall see you next time.
Got these life echoes, digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Dreaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes near a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each string, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no alarm.